Hi everyone, this is Paul Darengowski here again, giving you an update on how the fundraising is going towards the Internet Christian radio station. It was a little slower yesterday than it was the day before. We really didn't bring in anything. This morning though, someone came through with a $100 donation, and I thank that person for that, and thank all of you for your sacrifice, because this is a sacrifice on your part to make this go. That brings us to about $305 now, which is about 20% of the way there towards the $1,500 goal. And this is to buy Christian radio equipment and software and the like to make the radio station possible. There was a question yesterday that came up, and it dealt with contributions, and that was, can you make contributions through snail mail? Sending me a check or a money order or stuff like that. And well, yeah, you could do that, but I don't have a way to, or haven't set up a way to do that at the post office. I looked into it yesterday, and really to make that cost feasible, it would run me about $40 to $60 per 6 months or a year. And really, depending on the number of people, I told the persons that were asking this, I would need about 10 people to make those pledges and or donations to really make it feasible, depending of course on what they gave. So I mean, if you still want to do that, you can drop me a line to let me know what you would like to contribute, and then once again I can go down and set something like that up. But right now it's just not possible. Along the same line, I went ahead and removed one of the campaigns. There was actually two set up. One was through GoFundMe and the other one is through Fundraiser. I removed the fundraiser one to alleviate confusion. GoFundMe works the same way. You just plug in your name and your credit card number and you make your donation. It's simple. It's easier for you guys to figure out and the like. You just click on the link on my site, it'll take you there, and you'll be done in a matter of seconds. So I went ahead and removed that just for confusion's sake. One other question kind of came up, and that is why I'm doing this. And there's really a couple of reasons why I'm wanting to start this radio station, and it's from years being in different churches and in institutions and seeing kind of what's going on around, not only in the church but out of the church. But one of them is to build up the saints. I don't know how many times I have heard Christians tell me, I wish I knew what to say to whomever, whether it was a family member or a friend or whatever, and they get into these theological or Christian or evangelistic type discussions. They don't know what to say when there's opposition that is raised, or maybe they're confronted by someone at work and they don't know what to say. I want to try to use this radio setup as a way to teach Christians on what to say, not only in a teaching type setting, but to set this up in a way where people can call in who may not exactly agree with what I've got to say, and serve as an illustration of how to go about dealing with their arguments and the like. Does that necessarily mean that everybody's going to come to Christ and the like? No, not at all. But oftentimes Christians do not have an example of how to deal with these situations, and I want to try to provide one in live, living color, if you can see such a thing on the radio, if you know what I mean. So I want to do that, and I want to try to fill a gap that seems like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that gap is being created by, sorry to say, our pastoral and religious leaders. Our pastors are not doing the job that they need to be doing. They almost remind me of what was talked about in the Old Testament, some of the lack of pastoral leadership there. I don't know why this is necessarily happening for sure. I've said before, I think there's a great apostasy that is, taking place that was predicted in biblical, back in biblical times. Whether that's the case, I don't know, but they're dropping the ball. I don't want to drop the ball. If I can help in the sense of preparing Christians for things to come here, helping them to be a witness in the world, I want to. And I think this is a great way of doing this. more and more people are shifting their attention towards the internet for their news, for their radio or their TV or whatever. And I think this is just a stepping stone in the right direction. So I thank you for making this possible, for those who have contributed, and I hope others of you will do the same. Please go on the GoFundMe site and make your donation. It can be as little as $5 or as much as what you want it to be. Whatever the case, all of it will be appreciated. All of it will be going towards this, this radio station and making it possible. And again, if you have any questions or comments, I've got a link on my site where you can ask me, ask a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That's at CAPro.info. Until then, I want to thank you again for your participation. God bless you accordingly, and I will be back later on with another update as the donations come in, and or if there needs to be a word said to keep you up to date. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great and blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.